Hi, in this video we're going to talk about mental strategies for multiplying numbers. By the end of the video you should be able to multiply by different powers of 10 and also use the strategy of splitting numbers to help you multiply more easily. But first, the most fundamental tip I can give you for knowing mathematics and learning mathematics in high school is know your times tables. You should know them by now, but if you don't, you need to do something to change that. Don't just accept that you don't know them or that they're too hard. Write them out 100 times if you have to. Put them behind your toilet door so it's the last thing you see them whenever you go to the bathroom. Put them on your fridge so that you see them whenever you go and get something to eat. Put them in the front of your book. Put them in the back of your book. Put them above your bed so it's the last thing you see before you go to sleep. Ask your sibling or a friend to quiz you on them. Ask your parents to quiz you on them. Ask anyone who will listen to quiz you on them, because there is no excuse for not learning your times tables by now. So go get them. Powers of 10. Multiplying by them. Powers of 10 are things like 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000 and so on. We're going to go through these examples and hopefully by the end of it you'll understand the strategy. 8 times 10. I'm going to start off with that 8. That 8 is going to be in my answer. Because I'm multiplying by 10, which just has 1 0 on it, I'm going to put 1 0 on the end of that 8. 8 times 10 is 80. You may have known that one. Let's look at 15 times 100. Don't expect you to know your 15 times tables, but if I start off with the 15, that's going to be in my answer, and I put 2 zeros on the end of it that come from the 100, I get an answer of 1500. Same thing with 230 times 1000. I start off with the 230, and then because I'm multiplying by 1000 that has 3 zeros in it, I'm going to put 3 zeros on the end of that 230 to get 230,000. It doesn't matter about the order that you multiply in, luckily for us, because what we can do is we can do 490 to start off with, and because I'm multiplying by 100, which has 2 zeros in it, I'm going to put 2 zeros in my answer. 49,000 is the answer. You might notice that in the question, the 100 has 2 zeros and the 490 has 1, so altogether in your answer you should have 3 zeros. Let's look at a bonus question where we're not multiplying by 100 or 1,000. I've got 200 times 300. First thing we're going to do is multiply that 2 and that 3 together, because that 2 times 3, which gives 6, is going to be in my answer. Then I've got 4 zeros in my question, so I need to make sure I have 4 zeros in my answer, so I get 60,000. Time to pause, write down the examples, make sure you understand the strategy. It's a pretty easy one, but it's one of those ones that you can get out anytime you need to multiply by a power of 10. Okay, splitting. Mental strategy. We're going to be multiplying these numbers together in our head. I don't expect you to know your 13 times tables, and I don't expect you to be able to multiply by 52 like that. However, I'm going to show you a strategy on how to do that right in your head. Let's have a look. 13 times 4. I want to know what 13 fours are. If I put 13 fours in a row, added them all together, what would I get? Well, I'm going to take 10 of those fours, and I'm going to work out 3 of those fours, and I'm going to split them up. I do that because 10 lots of 4 is a pretty easy one to do. It's just 40. And 3 lots of 4 is 12. Altogether, that gives me 13 fours, which is 52. Let's try the 52 times table, 52 times 8. I'm going to split that 52 into 50 and 2. So I'm going to do 50 times 8 and 2 times 8. Now 50 times 8, I do 8 times 5, which is 40, and then I put a 0 on the end of it because I'm not multiplying by 5, I'm multiplying by 50. 2 times 8, that's 16. If I put those two numbers together, I get 416. All of that done in my head. Here's one for you to try yourself. Pause the video, try it in your head, don't write anything down, and see if you can get the same answer that I will. Okay, hope you tried it. Here we go. 23 times 6. That's going to be 20 times 6 and 3 times 6. So 20 times 6, that's 120. 2 times 6 is 12, and I'm going to put a 0 on the end to get my 120. 3 times 6, that's 18. If I add those two numbers together, I get 138, and that's what 23 times 6 is, 138, and I hope that's what you got too. Let's try another one. I know I said we'd try one, let's try another one. 45 times 4. Pause the video, see if you can split the numbers in your head, multiply them, and put them together. Alright, hope you've done it. Here's the answer. 45 times 4, I'm going to split into 40 times 4 and 5 times 4. 40 times 4, well, 4 times 4 is 16, and if I put a 0 on the end of it, that gives me my 160. 5 times 4 is 20. So 160 plus 20 is 180, and I hope that's what you got. Nothing to write down, this is just one to remember. Good mental strategy. And that's it. I hope you understand how to multiply by powers of 10, and I hope you can understand how to split numbers to help you to multiply more easily. If you have any questions, write them down and ask me next time we see each other. Good luck.